Hey there and welcome, my name is Pete and this is a slightly delayed channel update video for the month of October 2018. Normally I try to put these out at the beginning of the month, but I was pretty busy these last few days and so I only managed to do it now. Now first of all, as usual, a look back at September, and there are two big things to talk about. Number one, we finally finished the Mass Effect playthrough, and number two, we started a series for NBA 2K18. Let's talk about Mass Effect first, and I have to say I'm incredibly happy to have the series finished. It was an amazing adventure and actually also the first major series on this channel that I completed, so I am understandably quite happy to have reached the goal of full completion. And yes, there will of course be a completionist playthrough of Mass Effect 2, but I have made the decision to put another series in between Mass Effect 1 and 2, just to bring a bit of variety to the channel, but don't worry, I will try to stick to the role-playing game genre in general. Now, September also saw the launch of NBA 2K18, and that game really pushed the channel to new heights. After the relative success of my 2K17 series, I almost expected 2K18 to perform quite well, but still roughly 2.5 weeks after uploading the first video in the series, I'm still somewhat blown away. Before uploading, my channel grew at about 3 subscribers per day, I believe, and those numbers have changed slightly. We are currently growing by 10, 15, sometimes even 20 subscribers per day, something that I previously averaged in about a week, so of course I'm happy to see so many new people around, and all I can say is thank you for subscribing, I hope you stick around, and I'm excited to see where things go. Now let's also look ahead at October a bit, which is a month that might see the end of another series. I just finished editing tomorrow's Sim Sunday episode, and we once again made good progress towards our goal of completion. I felt that the last few episodes were a bit repetitive at times, and so I decided for a slightly faster pace this time, which I think worked out quite well. As you will see, we are nearing the end of what we haven't done in the game yet. There are still a handful of pretty cool things that I want to try, but we might be able to complete all of those in the next 2 or 3 episodes. Once everything on my completionist checklist is done, the series will of course get an appropriate finale, and then we will be off to new adventures. And speaking of new adventures, that is something I'm currently having a really hard time figuring out. With the Mass Effect series completed, I of course want to start a new series, but I'm just so torn between what I should play. Now, there are quite a few games that fit the same mold that Mass Effect does. I'm talking about Knights of the Old Republic, Dragon Age Origins, but I also have things like Assassin's Creed or Fable on my list of games that might be worth a playthrough. The one big downside to all of this is that I know how long the Mass Effect playthrough took me. To be honest, I have very little intentions of starting a playthrough that will once again take me over a year to complete, especially with great games coming out left and right in the meantime. I also want to continue to grow the channel, and I know this sounds a bit performance focused, but games like Knights of the Old Republic, for example, are almost 15 years old, and I doubt they will bring in much of an audience. So I'm currently still trying to find that balance, to find that sweet spot between a game that I really want to play and a game that has an appeal to a broader audience. And again, combined with the desire to not settle on a 1.5-year playthrough again, it makes the choice of what to play next really hard. Of course, I'm always open to your ideas. Some of you had amazing suggestions in the past, and I don't know, maybe we'll be able to figure something out together. And I would say that is really my #1 priority for October, to find that one game that I can confidently say this is the right choice both for me and the channel going forward. One idea that went through my head yesterday, for example, was South Park, the new one, The Fractured But Whole. That game certainly has some role-playing elements to it, it certainly has an interesting story, and it would be something super fresh and brand new because the game is set to release on October 17th. But then again, that's just an idea, and I would prefer to have played the first one before jumping into the second one, so the choice is still far away from being final. So once again, if you have any ideas for games to play, let me know down below in the comments, and I would say that's about it for today. October will be an exciting month, I'm sure of that. So, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers!